Assalamu alaikum friends. So today we are going to learn about a feature in Excel which is called interactive charts. Now everyone has made charts, everyone has made graphs, whatever you like to call them. But there is also a feature in Excel which lets you make them interactive so that you can actually pick and choose the data that you see in a graph that is already there. Many people don't realize this feature is available in Excel, and that's why they end up creating multiple graphs to show the data in different forms. Because why this happens is because in Excel, actually, this feature is called slicer. And that's why the people actually don't realize that using a slicer, you can make interactive graphs. So today's tip is going to be about this. So I will show you the end result first, which will look something like this. And if you select the filters, then all your data actually corresponds to it or reacts to it. So the prerequisite for making this kind of chart is that you already at least know how to make pivot tables. If you don't know, that's still not a problem. At least I will show you in the video where the very basics of pivot table, that how it gets created based on a lot of amount of data. So let's start with making this interactive Excel charts.
So the data that I have here is showing country where I'm making some sales. These are the products which I'm selling, apple oranges to keep things simple, and the year of sales from 2016 to 2019 and the sales number. So of course everyone knows that to create a graph you go to insert, and there are different kind of graphs available here. What I want is actually a pivot chart, okay, because it will automatically create a pivot table and accordingly it will create a pivot chart. So it will select first of all the region where my source data is, and I'm going to, let's say that all the data should be in the existing worksheet in whatever location here. It doesn't matter where it is, it can be on a new worksheet or this worksheet. I want to show you everything here, that's why I'm keeping the data here for now. So in the first pivot chart, I want the data for the country. So country is my axis, whereas the sales go in the value. So the country becomes Pakistan, UAE, UK. This becomes the axis, whereas my sales per country are coming as the sum of the values. So why we are going with a pivot table is exactly because against Pakistan we have so many values, and or any other country. So what actually the pivot table does is that it lets me sum up all the values for Pakistan and show the total combined sales for a particular country. So that's the thing which I want for all of these. So let me keep this on the side for now. Now second graph, we will format it later, is I'm going to go to insert again, and I'm going to insert another pivot chart. Again, this is my source data and I want to place it, let's say here. Doesn't matter where you place your pivot tables, my concern is the pivot chart. This one I'm going to do with the product, and again based on product the number of sales. So it's showing me how many apples were sold in total, how many oranges were sold in total. But for this chart I'm going to go to my design and change the chart type to pie chart, for example. Okay, so now I can see that how much percentage were oranges sold and how much is, so let's call this sales by product. Sorry. And the previous one was sales by country. Now the last one is of course sales by the year. So again this is my source data, insert, and I'm going to make pivot chart. Again I'm going to place the data somewhere here. You can place it anywhere you want. This time the year is going to be on the axis here, horizontal axis, and sales is going to be in the values. And now I have sales per year. Again I'm going to want to change its chart type to a line type graph, let's say. So now this is my sales by year. Now I have all my three charts. What I'm going to do is to have my charts represented on a clean sheet. I'm going to add a new sheet. Let's call it my visualizer, and I want to keep a dark background for some cool effect. Again, it's up to you what you want, how you want your data to look. And these three charts are the ones I want to take. I'm using cut option and paste option to paste them on the new sheet. And now I'm going to arrange them in the way that I would like to see my data. So for example, my products here, my sales somewhere here. Again, it doesn't matter how you arrange them, it should be based on your requirement, what you want to see or what you want to represent. But just to show you how I like, I'm going to put my data here. Plus I can go in formatting and the design, and let's say I select a dark theme for this to match. So now it's all dark themed. Let me change the background color to a little bit more dark to suit this. So now I have everything as I like. I have sales by the year, and I can change the colors to whichever color scheme I would like. Again, it's all up to you how you want your data to look. That's not the objective of this presentation. So now I have all my graphs. Now we want to add the interactive slicers. To add that, what you are going to need is select any of these charts, go to insert, and here is the button under filters. A slicer button is available. Since this chart is selected, so when you add the slicer, you can select that I want the slicing based on country, product and year. So these are the filters that would become available to you. So now these filters are in front of you. We can put them side by side where these are clickable, and voila, we are done. Again, it's up to you what kind of theme you want for them. For example, for products, I want to use orange. For year, let's say green, to match their respective colors in the graphs. Now how this works is, so for example, I select only 2018, so this graph automatically updated as well as this to show what was the status in year 2018, what was the status in 2016. Now if you see, this graph is updating, but these two graphs are still not updating because we selected this graph to generate these slicers. We'll fix that in a moment, but for the timing I just wanted to show you how it all works out. Same here, I only want to see Pakistan, UK, so it's showing me only UK sales. I include Apple, so it's showing me only the Apple sales for, let's say, all the three countries. Now once this setup is done, now we are going to actually link these to the other two graphs as well. How you do that is select your slicer and go to report connections. It's available on your context menu here as well, report connections, or you can select it in the menu. So here we can see it is only connected to the first pivot chart or pivot table, but we want this slicer or filter to affect all three of these pivot tables and accordingly all three of the pivot charts as well. Same, do the action for all of your slicers here, for this one as well as this one. Now let's see. Of course, here now you can see for 2000, since 2016 was selected, this is just left as a dot. Apples was selected, so it's only showing apples, not oranges. So now let's play around with it. Apple and oranges and Pakistan and these three. So you can see now it's very interactive. Our sheet is ready and you can play around with this sheet and see the effect. So now it's very easy to visualize. Rather than making hundreds of charts, you can easily visualize your data. So this can get you a good view in front of your colleagues, your bosses, that you have created something beautiful, and it takes no time or no programming whatsoever to get this done. Hope you like this tutorial. Thank you for joining, and if you have any confusions, any comments, any feature requests, just leave them in the comment and I will sure to help you out with any problem in the future as well. Thank you.